1, 2, is this on?
Night two, this guy who defeated all the other guys wasn't in the original prediction, so forgive us for this. As it was booked, it was originally Finn Balor and Sami Zayn. But as we talked about before, Nick Aldis made a very special two announcements at the top of the ramp, and that was the addition of one Gunther, which really was a shocker to me because he was on the night before. I'm like, whoa, okay.
Well, it was kind of one of those things where, remember, he's being reinstated as a general manager because Triple H said, look, you did what you had to do. Sometimes men just got to fight, but now you're the GM. It's back to being calling it right down the middle. So Nick Aldis, to show there was no hard feelings. All right, Gunther, I'm going to add you to this match. There's no hard feelings. He even shook his hand.
Yeah,
We're good. See?
very
You
smart.
had the match. You beat me. Now to prove to you I have no personal agenda or bias, here's your title shot.
Good writing.
And then all of a sudden, there's
Oh, wait.
Oh, sorry.
So, and then that wasn't the last surprise. Honestly, when he got announced in, I was a bit ticked because I really wanted to see Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn one-on-one. This was going to be a great match, stolen, ripped out from under our feet. Not only that, this kind of made it a little better, all right? The addition of Fight Owens, fight forever. Kevin Owens is back. Apparently, he had a broken neck 17 months ago. Listen, he won. He got the win, and now we're in a scenario of Vincent Kennedy Bucci and Damascus Des, where he is the number one contender for the undisputed WWE Championship. He gets thrown into the mix. How do you feel as Finn freaking Balor again? Again? Like, what does this guy have to do to get some damn respect?
In all fairness, if he'd have just lost to Sami Zayn, I'd be with you. I would. But having Kevin Owens back, I don't give a fuck. Undertaker could have been in that match. I don't care. Kevin Owens is back. Thank fucking God. We got KO and he got his number one contendership. I am super stoked.
Yeah.
And they're playing the rivalry with him and Punk since he won this match phenomenally.
Yeah. And again, because it's based on real shit. That's the thing. Because it's the thing. These people, here's the thing. Again, this is the thing people need to understand. This was what separates WWE from AEW. In WWE, people don't have to be friends to work a match and do business. There's legit heat here, but they have enough respect for the company and the business of wrestling to go, look, I hate this guy, but I'm still going to work this match with him and not hurt him in the ring.
All right, pause. Who hates who more and why?
Kevin Owens hates Punk more. Definitely hates Punk more. Apparently, it stems from 20 years ago when Kevin Owens was a young, what we call in the business, a greenhorn, a rookie. And I think Punk yelled at him once in a locker room, and Kevin was upset about that. Also, Punk's known for being an arrogant person. And also, Kevin Owens happens to be best friends with 3 cancer cells who went into Punk's locker room, fucked around, and found out a few years ago. So that's kind of where the end is there. Basically,
Punk didn't yell at Kevin Owens. That's not what happened.
That's what he said in the locker room. That's what Kevin
No, it isn't. As a matter of fact, they actually talked about it on SmackDown. If you actually watched the show, you would know this. What actually happened was back in Ring of Honor, fucking Punk said something about him being fat and having to fight in a t-shirt. And that comment was the one time that KO ended up finally coming out in a singlet, and it just didn't work out. And he ended up going back to his other look. But it was a body shaming issue, fucking 20 years ago.
Do you think that's really still bringing?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact, I don't think Kevin Owens actually has any real heat with CM Punk anymore. Period. I think they have long since fucking buried the hatchet. Maybe not be friends, but be like, cool, whatever. It's like we're past that. We're not fucking little kids anymore.
Yeah.
They were young. They were young. They were assholes. Shit happens.
And here's the thing. I've seen Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor. He was a fat slob in Ring of Honor. I'm sorry, but he was. And then when he came to NXT, all of a sudden he shed some weight. I mean, he was still fat, but he was at least passable in a wrestling ring. Like, he had a little bit of a bulge, but so do most guys in wrestling that aren't chiseled out. But he looked like like one of those
Bam Bam
guys.
Bigelow?
Yeah. No, 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 no.
Nice
So
callback.
even Bam Bam Bigelow would have been like, dude, drop some weight. Like, it was that bad.
I
Kevin
doubt
was
that.
pretty bad. But
Bam Bam was fucking huge.
yeah, but he was 6 foot tall. Kevin's not. I'm saying Bam Bam Bigelow.
I'm sorry, he was 6 foot tall. He was a 6 foot tall sphere, okay?
Yes, but I'm saying, but he had the height to weight ratio. Kevin Steen had no ratio.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what's going great there. But I was all about the matches. Kevin Owens comes in, stunner to Balor, stunner to Gunther. Him and Sammy kind of stare each other down. They have a moment. They kind of hug, welcome back. They talk for a moment, and then they swing. So it's kind of like happy to see you. May the best man win. Now we hit. There was no cheap shots, no nothing. It was okay, now we're fighting. So when Kevin hits him with the stunner, 1, 2, 3, that was it. I mean, obviously the match went a little longer than that, but still. Like, I love that part. There was no backstabbing on either end. It was respect. Now we got to fight. Because it's like, I'm taking advantage of an opportunity here. You can't hate me for that. And even say,
the best part was Sami Zayn at the beginning of the match just standing in the corner while Kevin Owens knocked through the other two out of the ring, and then they stared off, and Sami finally walks up, and then they get the hug in.
Yeah.
It was great. The way that look,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
whole fucking time.
Holy shit.
Like, when the music dropped, the camera pans in on Sammy's face. It was the beautiful acting, beautiful timing. Again, I just feel bad for Finn Balor. I really do. This guy, again, if you are not familiar with this guy's story, had to drop. He was the first ever Universal Champion. Had to drop it because of an injury, not because of a behavior issue or any locker room drama or
No drugs,
run
or
in with the
alcohol.
police, no domestic violence. He just got hurt. And yet, listen, in the business, somebody has to wear the belt, right? Unless you're an interim women's champion, and that's a whole other story for another day. Or today we can get to that.
It's going to be today. We
Yeah,
can't have
that's bad use of anecdotes here. Baron Corbin defeating Trick Williams with Little Yachty in tow. Again, I'm shocked. You guys picked Baron Corbin. I picked Trick Williams. Obviously, I should have saw the writing on the wall. Singles match. He's back. Brand new turn. You guys nailed it. Any thoughts before we get to the 5-way ladder match on this one?
Yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, I love Trick Williams. Always have, always will. He is a star. He's got main event written all over him, but it was Corbin's time. He just returned. He's on a heel run. He needed the title this go around. It was like Trick has held it long enough. He is ready to at some point either get a rematch from Baron to end this feud or start transitioning to the main event level and getting in the WWE title scene. Like, he is ready. Like, he is way too charismatic and way too great in the ring to stay in the mid card for too long. Like, he's got that it factor and has had it since day one. In NXT, he's had it. Like, this dude can be the guy. So he needed to drop that US title to kind of make that switch. So that's how I feel. And Lil Yachty, I don't know why he's here. I don't hate him. I don't hate him. I just feel like I just don't see why he's here.
He's doing fine as a valet, dude.
Yes,
He's fine.
He is. Like I said, I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
I think Lil Yachty fits the character for Trick as well.
Yeah.
It's not like oh, I'm just gonna put some random dude with him. No, it's a dude that makes sense.
Yeah, He's got that trap vibe. He's got that like trap beat vibe for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was that match. You guys nailed it. Good for you. You're up. You're on the.
Thank you.
You're on the right track there, Desmond. As night 2 progresses, probably feeling really good about yourself until this match happened, where I called it. I freaking went out on a limb and called it, and this match was awesome. I love this match. I may sound like I'm marking out right now, and so freaking be it. I will. This was awesome. I loved it. not only because I was right about it, but from start to finish, all these little stories panned out. And at the very end, you got everybody up there, right? On the ladder, fighting for position. And then just the way it happened was Chelsea Green's character incarnate. Sitting there, everybody else is knocked out. She's on the ladder, kind of like upside down, does a sit up, pulls herself up, and you can tell it's time because the crowd was so for it. When it happened, it was like that look on her face of like, oh my God, I'm all alone. It's my time. And it was like, yes, Chelsea, go. And the crowd popped. It's the time. She's so due. Thank you, Hunter, for getting this one right. And listen, I don't know. And this is the interim WWE Women's Championship. What does this mean? Like
Well,
it's
if
go
it's
ahead.
anything like UFC or what they've done in AEW, basically Rhea Ripley's out with an injury.
Yep.
So rather than just strip her of the title,
Finn Balor.
they're doing this interim thing here. So basically, if Chelsea Green is still the champ when Rhea comes back, most likely they'll have a unification match with those belts. And most likely Rhea's going to take it back. I don't see Chelsea Green beating Rhea Ripley. I feel like this is something they're doing because the fans are behind Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
She's got that underdog mentality. So they're going to let her run with it for a while until Rhea inevitably becomes undisputed and takes it back. And by that point, nobody will be upset because Rhea's also over. And I think the funniest part for me was on the post show. Chelsea's holding the title, and she says the magic word. She goes, I want to dedicate this belt to Michael Hayes. Funniest moment of the whole post show. Because for y'all that don't know, on the Unreal show, and I've learned this, on the creative team in WWE, we give Triple H a lot of shit, but I found out there's one member of the creative team that has got to go because
Freebird.
he made all the dumb ideas. And that man is Michael Hayes. Almost every dumbass decision has come from him. And he literally said that Chelsea Green was not a women's champion and that she's not the woman you put in the main event. She's the one you have the main eventer go through and help. She basically called her enhancement talent on
Mm.
when doing his one-on-one interview. So she holds the belt and Michael Hayes basically saying, fuck you, Freebird, I got my belt. Like, suck it to Michael Hayes. It was beautiful. So, yeah, I didn't pick Chelsea only because I didn't see it happening. I went on a limb with Charlotte because I thought if they're going to give her the belt again, the ladder match is the way to do it. She doesn't have to pin or submit anybody, but
Makes sense. Yeah.
I can live with Chelsea. Like I said, she's got a good underdog story. This will make the fans happy for a while, but I do believe when Rhea comes back, she's gonna become like the undisputed like women's champion. That's
Yeah.
probably
They also
not-
gave Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say they gave Lash Legend a lot of FaceTime during this match. So
yes, thank God.
yeah, be on the lookout for that push coming to a city near you. Desmond, your thoughts on this match before we move on to the human monies on a pole match?
It was a lot of fun. Um, and in true woo 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 fashion,
Woo, woo,
Zack
woo.
Ryder's wife won a surprising victory the same way he did.
I thought it was Matt
Apparent-
Cardona.
Yeah, I thought she was married to Matt Cardona.
Same thing.
Woo woo woo.
And
Okay.
he
Same guy.
came out
Cool.
to woo 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 with Zack Ryder, and then it switched to Matt Cardona in the same entrance. Can't even argue.
Yeah, I mean, he does say he brought both when he came back for that John Cena tournament. He had both trunks ready to go in case they went with either Zach or Matt Cardona. That's why his gimmick is always ready. So he had both gears. Like, who do you want me to be? They said Zack Ryder. He said, all right, and he put the gear on. That's all he said. He went to
No doubt.
said, which one do I wear?
Same guy, different character. Love it.
Yes.
It gets confusing, man, when you go between promotions. It really does. It really does. Or decades in WWE. Come back as Papa Shango or the Godfather. Who's who? Who is who? And of course, Mick Foley. I mean, is he Dude Love? Is he Mankind? Is he Cactus Jack? I don't know. Who knows? This match, yes, the answer is yes to all of them. Danhausen defeating, and I would like an official appeal because actually, if you watch the match, he was not first to the bag. The sparks flew like a good Coldplay song, and he ended up flying off the top. And then Danhausen collects because Dominic's still cursed, and this is what I'm worried about. Okay, I get it. It was fun. I went against the grain. I think Desmond did too. Yeah, me and you. Oh, Danhausen. Des, you went with Danhausen. You got
Yeah.
this is
I'm
one
not
to one.
stupid. I'm not stupid enough to vote against Danhausen in a goofy ass match.
Well, I will accept that because I was, and this is my concern, and I want y'all. Maybe talk me off the ledge here, but when is enough going to be enough with the like? How long is it going to be cursed? Is the curse broken? Do we have an official like the curse is broken? I won the match. He gave all the money away anyway. Like, what are we doing?
If they leave Danhausen alone, he's not gonna fuck with them. Danhausen's not chasing them; they're chasing him. And that's the way it's been ever since. They came to him, and they've been chasing him ever since. And realistically, I do love it's like yes, he wins these matches, but he never wins them on his own.
No.
He has his minions, the mini houses.
Well, what I did like about that was that they weren't the first to interfere. You had JD come out, and then they came out, and then, like I said before, if you haven't seen this is straight up brutal. They chose violence.
Also, Joe Hendry came out too.
Yes, good call.
Joe Hendry.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I would have preferred just Joe Hendry came out and lose the mini houses. That's just me.
With the guitar. Yes.
Yeah, of course with guitar. Yeah, he's doing the old Jeff. He's doing the old Double J. He's going
or Elias, depending on how old
Double
you
J,
are.
Elias, New Jack, Honky Tonk Man, any of those.
Oh, Honky Tonk Man, call back.
All the four of them. Honky Tonk Man brought it in the business, and then New Jack did it, and then Jeff Jarrett did it, and then now Joe Hendry, and then Elias, now Joe Hendry. So it could be anybody. So it's one of those things where I like the match, but I feel like I agree. The Judgment Day needs to get away from Danhausen. A, because they're not going to beat him. We've already established that. B, because I feel like, and it's the thing I always fear. Like, I love Danhausen. I always specify that. I love Danhausen. I think he's hilarious. I love his segments. But when it comes to the ring, that's when I feel like after a certain point it becomes overkill. Like, I feel like it can be one of those things where because Danhausen is so comedic and it's never, he's like a comedian that's always on. And because he's always on, I feel like it can become like a kid's deck kind of thing. The example is a while back on Chris Van Vliet, he interviewed Rico. If anybody remembers Rico from the early 2000s, he was with Billy.
I watched that interview.
He saw the interview. Rico used to say that because he had such a flamboyant gimmick, so many wrestlers wouldn't work with him for fear it would hurt their character. But some guys did it because they knew how to make it work. My fear is if you're going to put Danhausen with somebody to work a match like this, don't put him with somebody you want to be a star later. Because I feel like that will hurt whatever push you're trying to give them. So I'm thinking Dominic Mysterio, he needs to go spend some time in AAA until this dies off. And JD is pretty much a jobber at this point. Like, I feel like the Judgment Day,
in all fairness, JD has been a jobber.
Yeah, but this proves he's
JD's been a jobber since Damian Priest was in the fucking.
I know, but I'm saying like any if you thought he was getting out of that position, he ain't. Let's just say that. But I say at this point, the Judgment Day is basically the women, because the guys are getting. So you might as well just let the three of them do what they're doing.
In all fairness, Dom does great when he's not against Danhausen.
Yeah.
I loved when Wade Barrett said, and this is what happens when you have a failed theater student try to get in the ring with a real competitor. Talking about, I laughed at. He is good.
That's Wade Barrett's playing it off very well. And again, like Danhausen knows how to work his gimmick in a way to make certain things believable. Like in the ring, sometimes he goes over the top, but his gimmick's so great
That's it.
fans are emotionally invested. There are
Yeah.
people like I remember like our friend Gator, who's a wrestling purist, said on paper I should hate everything about Danhausen, but I don't.
What were you gonna say, Des?
That's how good he is.
Danhausen is one of those people that you can put him in the ring, and everybody you look at him, he looks like such a joke. But if you actually look at what made him before he came up with the character of Danhausen, he was just a phenomenal vanilla wrestler.
Hmm.
He was always good in the ring. He can do the chain wrestling. He can do the flying. He can do the everything. He's a small dude, but he can do it all.
Oh yeah.
And then, but he just, before the Danhausen gimmick, he just lost in the sauce of all the other indie wrestlers. The
Yeah.
Danhausen gimmick allowed him to do something entertaining with it that made him famous.
And he stood out. And how I hope if WWE could get the rights to Tequila, I'd love to see him do that one time.
Yes.
I want to see the Tequila spot so bad. If WWE would just put the bill for Tequila.
He's got to come out with the white platform shoes too, like Pee Wee did on the bar top, and the Hell's Angels club or whatever that they had. It was a great scene. If you haven't seen Pee Wee's Big Adventure, classic.
I will say this: WWE could get the rights to it. They won't because TKO is cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 2 more matches. That was a great win for you. That really helped you out, Desmond. Chad Gable. This to me was the purest wrestling match. This match was great. If you like a old school Greco-Roman holds, reversals, slips, this one was for you. I loved this match. And look, I think we all called it here as we look back. I don't have it in front of me for some reason, but I know I chose Chad Gable, I believe.
We all did.
Did anybody pick Penna?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ain't nobody was picking Penna. We knew this. It was Chad's time.
It was time.
It was time. He was in his hometown. It was and Penn had the title long enough, and Chad needed a singles title win. This was perfect. It was everything it was meant to be. The match was fun to watch. Yeah, it was everything it needed to be. 100%.
Yeah, and mutual respect shown after the match. You love it. A lot of that in this pay-per-view. I love that they're not doing the fakes, kicking the nuts and then, all that. There's a time and place for that, but I love how they're keeping it even keel and save that for a rainy day. Your thoughts on this one, Booch?
Beautiful. Like I said, it was time. This was the match of the whole show. Right here. It was pure fight. And what I loved about it was the commentators were on point as well, because there was a spot that happened where Penta hits the Destroyer on the apron.
Oh.
And Chad kicks out. So your first thought is, what the fuck? But then they said he didn't roll all the way, or he didn't hit it all the way because Chad kind of rolled through. So that's how he was able to kick out. So the commentators saved it. Because they made an explanation for why he was able to kick out. And that's a beautiful thing about commentators is they can help you tell this, that they're supposed to help you tell the story in the ring.
For the people at home.
Yes, for the people at home. The wrestlers do it with their tell the story with their bodies. The commentators do it with their words. And that was beautiful right there. But again, it was a great match. Chad was on point. Penta had been champ long enough, so it was time. And like I said, Chad just came off is white hot after Mask versus Mask. Like, it was time. Chad needed this. And what I love about it is Chad Gable is making the Intercontinental title mean something for the first time since Gunther. Because Chad is holding on to this. Chad Gable is the Intercontinental champion. He's a mid-card champion on paper, but as far as he's concerned, he's holding it up as if it's the WWE title.
Yes, he is.
He's saying this is the proudest moment of my career, which on paper you shouldn't say if you're the Intercontinental champion, but it means that much to him, and you can tell he means it.
Yep.
He's not bullshitting you. He legitimately loves holding this title. Like, it means the world to him.
You know what?
It's beautiful. Like, I'm watching him celebrate the Intercontinental title, and I'm in tears. And it's the Intercontinental title.
He's treating the IC title the way Cena treats the US title.
Yes.
Mm.
Every time Cena held that title, it didn't matter that it wasn't the world title. That was the title.
Yeah. And what I loved about, and Booch, I'm with you, dude. When his family came out, he's married to a normal looking person. Like it wasn't like some, like supermodel hottie. Although I had no idea that Mickey James was married to who is it? I saw her.
Nick Aldis.
Nick
Yeah.
Aldis.
Yeah,
Was
that's been news.
Well, obviously, I don't keep up with who's married to who, but when she came out and the kids came
I
in there,
saw it at some point, but I couldn't have told you if you'd have asked me. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
been able to tell you.
I was like, "That's freaking Mickey James." I saw it in her face. I was like, "That is freaking Mickey James." But this, yeah, Chad Gable, so overdue, salt of the earth kind of guy. Wait, thank you, waiting his turn, playing the silly character, doing whatever. He's a company guy, dude. He's a company guy, and he's getting rewarded for that. And somebody else that was rewarded, and I was dead freaking wrong. If I had gotten this match, I would have been only 1 point away from victory, 1 point away from a tie, thus holding my beloved Precious that is no longer around my shoulder. As Roman Reigns defeated Seth Rollins in a match that seemed like it lasted for an hour. It was only 33 minutes, but this one went on and on and on. And yes, it gave us everything. Whatever you wanted, you got with this match. And I love the end. The end was beautiful. Wrap it up. Move on. This is done. We are done with this saga, this rivalry. It's over. Mutual respect. Part ways. Go to your own lockers. Damascus Des, your thoughts? This was it for you, man. You're walking, strutting, styling, profiling.
I loved all of the callbacks that they did in this match. It wasn't just to back to their past moves, the counter of the spear into the pedigree, the stomps, but it was also the lunatic fringe lariat and the dirty deeds double arm drag DDT. Bringing in the old Dean Ambrose, John Moxley setup. It was great. And standing there in the middle, having the mask on the ground underneath them, having their fists out, showing there should have been a third person there when they went at the end. Everything about it was beautiful. I was super stoked about the match, and it ended the way I knew it would.
Yep, you were right, and so were you, Booch. Your thoughts on this one?
Well, like I said, Penta and Chad was pure wrestling. This was pure psychology. Like, this is how the way I watch them wrestle, and I've learned this from watching not just current wrestling, but classic wrestling. There's a moment where you can tell you're watching main event stars in the ring. And it's when they're actually wrestling to start the match. If you're seeing a headlock, shoot off, tackle, drop down, all that, that's when you know you're seeing stars in the ring. That's how I know, because that's what the main eventers are doing. And I loved it. And there's that moment where Seth, his back is to Roman, the chair's in his hand. Seth's not even moving. Like, he's daring him to do it. The old shield chair thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you see Roman with the chair, and he finally just throws it out of the ring. Basically saying, I'm done. I'm not doing no more of this crap. I'm done living in the past. We're gonna end this. We're gonna end this, you and me.
Well, it wouldn't have been possible anyway, given that he's more of a face now. It would have been so conflicting to me.
Not in this story. Not in this case.
No. And first off, and also since the Bloodline got back together, he is headed right back to heel territory.
They're slowly going back to heel, but
Yeah.
this rivalry is too personal. This is one of the rare moments in wrestling, and it's rare, where the rivalry is so personal, heel and babyface don't even matter.
Mm.
It's normally in every match it should. In every match it should. But this is a rarity in wrestling. You don't see it often. It comes around once in a blue moon where you have a match that's so personal, it don't matter. Because both are willing to do whatever it takes to end this thing. Because it's too personal. So Roman would have gladly hit that chair shot if given the opportunity. But he decided not to live in the past anymore, slid out the chair. They had the fight. In the end, Roman gets the 1, 2, 3. Seth is accepting the defeat. And that's when they throw down the match, do the Shield thing, and then it's done. So now they're done. They're not wrestling anymore. This is their last stand.
Thank God.
Yeah. There's the only way I can see them wrestling again is if it's at WrestleMania and The Rock no shows. Other than that, I don't see them fighting ever again. Unless it's in Saudi, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
I think we'd see a Shield, another Shield return before we saw them go against each other again.
No, absolutely, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it's a big if, because I don't see it. I think they're done now. There's no more. They don't need to fight anymore.
So what's next for Reigns?
Whoever wins that Luchador tournament, because apparently he had a conversation with the general manager of AAA, Rey Mysterio, and apparently Raw's gonna be having a show in Mexico City, and the winner of the tournament gets to face Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight title. I'm
gonna be real. Is there any doubt at all that Penta's winning that?
I think it's gonna be Penta, but I did hear one funny rumor. I doubt it's gonna happen, but I think it's gonna be true. I mean, but if it does happen, it's hilarious. But I doubt it will. Someone said there's gonna be a new luchador debuting in WWE.
Oh yeah.
Go to the tournament, get the world title shot, win the belt, take off the mask, and it's L.A. Knight.
That's insane.
It's not going to happen. But
I think Minihausen has a better chance of winning the tournament and beating Roman Reigns than that happening. I mean, Minihausen got some moves, dude. He put some moves on Dom and company. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Oh, so at one of the conventions or one of the backstage or the meet and greets, one of the Minihausens was Brad Williams.
Well, no, he said he wanted to be one.
No, he was one. He was not in the ring. He was not in the ring wrestling, but he was one of the guys passing out T-shirts and shit.
What?
Yeah. Watch the Brad Williams interview with CBV.
And there you have it. That concludes night 1 and 2 of SummerSlam. Boots, when's our next PLE?
Well, the next official PLE is in October 10th for Money in the Bank, because September they're doing Sunday night's main event. So our next official pay-per-view will be in October.
All right. No pressure, Des. You don't want to put it on the line for Sunday night. I understand. No problem. But
we'll see what the match type looks like coming up close to it.
All right. Sounds good to me.
That's the way I've always felt about it. That's the way I've always felt about it. You know, if you got 5 good matches, or you got some really big matches that make me actually think it's important, then we'll do something with it. If not, then we'll wait till the pay-per-view.
I'm good either way, man. It's all good either way. We appreciate you guys. And one thing we will never, ever do is leave you without a few key catchphrases. The first of which is, have a nice day.
Bang, bang.
She's back, baby.